What's good? So, I've been looking at how Russell Westbrook and some other 2 foot jumpers jump, and a lot of jumping is form. People say that either you can get up or you can't get up or whatever. It's natural, but uh, I always think there are really simple adjustments you can make to add vertical, and I'm really excited to try this out myself. So yeah, I think like changing form, you can add a couple inches instantly, and especially if you make some big improvements. So there's a link down below of Russell Westbrook doing a crazy windmill dunk. Load that up, watch it right now, and then put it in a second window so you can hear me talking about it as you see it. So basically, like his approach is really conventional, and if you look at Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose is the inverse because he goes left right instead of right left. But this is pretty much how 2 foot jumpers jump. There's like a conventional form, and it's conventional for a reason because it works. And I realized that my form is dog shit for a lot of ways, and I'm correcting it. And I'm gonna have a video up of me how I'm jumping after I do this. Anyways, so a couple things. You see that he goes right left. He jumps up 2 feet. He goes right left, and his body is just about perpendicular to the hoop when he jumps, and it's about perpendicular when he lands. There's a little bit of torque, but there's not much. Any amount of torque is, and I'll try my best to explain the physics of this, but it's a little complicated. Basically, any torque is just wasted energy that could be up that is instead spent to rotate. So you want to minimize torque, and one thing I definitely have about my jump is a ton of torque, and that is just a ton of wasted momentum up. So what causes torque, and how can you minimize it? Well, for whatever reason, and I have a hard time explaining this, it's good to jump kind of sideways at the basket. And you're going to see a lot of dunkers do this. You can see this in Russell Westbrook's. If you jump like this, you just don't get up as high. I can't really explain the physics. So what causes torque is if I plant this right foot, whip this left one around, I'm going to go up and rotate like this. So you notice one thing Westbrook does is with his lead foot, there's the lead, load, load too, right? With his lead, he has a really big, long step. You can see with his lead, his leg kicks out, right? If you watch the video, and with his lead step, he gets a ton of distance, and he takes care of the torque in the lead step rather than in the load step. So instead of whipping around, he kind of goes sideways and goes up. So for me, when I have been jumping, I kind of have a straight approach, and I jam my heel into the ground and whip around. So I have the torque is wasted force, but the other part of that is jamming my foot in the ground. If you ever hurt your heel or something like that jumping, it's a big sign that you're doing it wrong. And why is that? Well, if it hurts, it suggests that your heel is doing a lot of shock absorption. You don't want to be absorbing any sort of energy. You want to be converting the energy, right? Plyometric. So that is why it's good for this load step, the first load step, to be sideways, because it makes your foot really big. It makes the load very quick without losing any of it. So if you're going like this, it takes a long time to load all that forward, and you're losing a lot of it. But sideways, you load very quickly and you go up. Okay. So the last little bit is the second load step. It looks to me as though when a lot of these elite 2 foot jumpers go off, the load step never gets more than just the ball of the foot on the ground, the second one. The first one is kind of heel and side, mostly side of the foot, and then you're already going up when this guy hits the ground, and he comes in just in time to go up with the calves, and your feet are going to kick out a bit behind you. Also, you have the ball. The ball should not really prevent you from jumping higher. It does for some people, but you can really use the power of the ball to propel yourself upwards. It's not just pushing up, but pushing down. As you have this load step, you're loading down. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm also going to include a couple more links of a couple other big 2-foot jumps. There's a Dwayne Wade one I want you guys to look at, and there's a T-Dub. T-Dub is Team Flight Brothers, probably the highest dunker. So if this works at all, let me know. It probably should just make you jump higher instantly, just not a ton, but a tiny bit, just by correcting form. And within the next couple months, I'll probably have a new dunk video where I've really, hopefully getting up much higher than before, but realistically at least a couple inches. So we'll see.